Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And as usual, we have yet another amazing guest. One of my all-time faves. Let's get this show right on the road. I'm really excited to catch up with this guy, Mr. the man, the myth, the legend, Judd Albring. What's up, Judd? Welcome to the show, brother. How are you, man?
Good morning. Thank you so much. I am,
Returning mastermind speaker, upcoming mastermind speaker in Austin, secret YouTube ninja, commission, just master, all around great family guy, Chicago native, and we're going to learn what else you are and aren't on the show. But yeah, how the heck are you? How you doing in Chicago? What's up? Long time no speak. Excited as hell to have you in Austin. Just good to see you, buddy.
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm thrilled to be back and always good to reconnect. And Joanne and I were talking a little bit before it came on. We were talking about, um, how being an online entrepreneur, a digital entrepreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, it
Mm,
gets freaking lonely sometimes,
mm,
And she was saying, "How are things going?" I was like, it's great. Everything's great, but I'm busy. But then at the same time, I'm not busy because I've got the kids and things going on, and I've got my channel. But then there's this time. Sometimes you have these pockets of time where you're kind of like, do I make more content? Do I do more stuff? What do I do? So,
Do I
um,
nurture my social life? Do
yeah,
I, actually, right, do something about being a weird, awkward, lonely
yeah,
internet marketer?
yeah,
Nah, let's just keep making money.
right. Or do I just take a nap? It's
Right,
like,
or have a half a gallon of ice cream.
right. Um, but because I was thinking, when we were talking, I was like, well, I've been doing this for 7 years now. And I think, I think you and I officially met, what was it, 2, maybe 3 years ago? Even though, I had known you through the community and things like that over the years, but time flies, and it's you know, even though even though I've been on YouTube so long, it's like just when I think I'm an expert, something changes,
Mm,
you
yeah,
know? And not only that, but the more this industry grows, when you look at the numbers and you look at the e-learning industry and you look at how things are just exploding year after year after year, well, guess what? That brings on more people into this business, and there's more
mm,
people on YouTube and all these places. So, um, it's you gotta every year you're kind of starting, it feels like you're starting over because there's like something new you got to learn.
yeah, I agree, man. It's never a dull moment. I mean, you're certainly, you're mentioning pros and cons as we kick the show off, right? You've got a 7-year marketing vet. You all are, able to be a fly on the wall for this conversation, and all of these conversations are impromptu. By the way, everybody, in case you're logging on, wondering, listening, just a lot of times it's me, somebody who's been doing this for 15 years, interviewing somebody who's in their first year. In this case, this morning, Judd has, and let's put Judd, we're going to talk about your YouTube channel, let's put his YouTube channel up on the screen. I'm a little limited here. I'm still without Wi-Fi. I'm just on my phone. I'm using, my data plan. We went through the hurricanes down here recently in Florida, so I'm a little bit limited, but so we'll talk about your YouTube, but just going back to what you're talking about here, uh, just kind of cool to think of yourself as a fly on the wall today, listening to this impromptu conversation about kind of what it's like. You've started the show naming some cons, like some downsides. There are legitimate downsides of this, and then there's lots of pros. You've mentioned some of the pros. Some of the downsides, though, going back to your comment earlier about, it being lonely, and which I know you're kind of half jokingly when you say that,
Yeah.
because the truth is, man, is that, uh, at our age, and kind of, I know your personality, you're a little bit like me too. We like to have fun, but we also like our solitude. We kind
Mhm.
of like being, kind of weird hermit internet marketers. For me, I like my privacy. I'm kind of a introvert, even though I have an extroverted ability to, to party, to have fun, to be social. I also like my solitude, and I think you are like that as well.
Mhm.
And there's certainly always, with more money and more time freedom, you got all the time and ability in the world to evolve your social life and to have a better quality of life. But this business changed your life 7 years ago. How and what was the reason why you decided to take this on and pursue internet marketing?
Yeah, for sure. And Piggy, what you were just saying about pros and cons, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. That is for sure. Um, and but yeah, that so I'm 52, so I think I was probably in my mid 40s. I mean, I pretty much got started late in life with everything. Um I got married at 40, kids at 42, all that kind of stuff. So all my friends' kids are getting married now, and I've got a 10 and an 8-year-old. So um, but I was having a real hard time finding work. I spent a lot. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. A lot of people don't know this, but I spent most of my career in luxury retail. So I
Mm,
was I was selling suits and all that kind of stuff. And I actually also worked as a manager at the Ralph Lauren here in Chicago, which is the world's largest retail, Ralph Lauren retail. So if you've ever been to Chicago and gone to that store, it's like 4 stories high.
mm,
So I've always been in the kind of customer service sales. I've always needed to be in something that I could use my personality. Well, I got laid off and I tried to get some other jobs, other places. And I kind of just said, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing. And I started, I actually was practicing yoga a lot, and I started my own yoga studio. Well, let me tell you,
mm.
it, it sounds like a great relaxing job because you hear the word yoga, but it is anything but that. And just because you like yoga doesn't mean you should open a yoga studio. Do you know what I mean? Just because you like to cook doesn't mean you should open a restaurant. So I learned the hard way with that. And but I've always had that kind of entrepreneurial bug.
Mm.
So my wife's like, you got to figure this out because we got a little one in the house now. You just, and I was driving for Uber at night and I was cleaning windows on the weekends. I was basically just doing anything I could to make money while I was figuring my life out. You know what I mean? And I was the stay-at-home dad because we couldn't afford to pay the sitter. We were paying the sitter more than what I was bringing in. And my wife let me get away with that for about 6 months or so. Then she's like, "We gotta we gotta kick it up a notch here." And I said, "You know what? Let me start looking for other ways to bring in money where I can still be home." And I did, you know what I mean, where I can be home with the kids, but I don't have to leave at night and blah blah blah. And
I
like
love that.
and like most people, I went online and started searching for ways to make money from home. How can I make money online? Well, I tried a Facebook ad agency where I would call into small businesses and say I'd run ads for them. That was a nightmare. My buddy and I tried selling restaurant parts on Amazon FBA, but shipping a 20-pound motor only pays you about 20 cents when you sell it because you pay for that. I tried on-demand printing, all that stuff.
Mm,
And I'll skip to the good part. I came across a uh, a guy who was doing digital marketing, affiliate marketing, and I went out to a funnel hacking live event and met him there. And I had no idea what digital marketing was, what affiliate marketing was, like what any of that kind of stuff was, like how to create a digital product, none of that. And got really close with him and started learning about this business and how to do it. And real quick, the funnel hacking live, I literally had to I had to like beg my wife. I'm like, I got to go to this thing. And I couldn't afford to stay at the hotel that funnel hacking live was at. I had to stay at a motel down the street and then walk to the event every day. But it changed my life. And that was actually in Tennessee. And that was kind of my intro into this world. And when I was at this event, I met people who were creating digital courses on how to play piano. There were people who were doing membership sites for new mothers who were stressed and exhausted and things like that. There were people who were creating there was a guy who had a whole program on how to build a chicken coop in your backyard. There were nonprofits there. There were churches there. I mean, there was every type of person there with an idea, right? And they just wanted to know, how can I take what's up here and put it into the digital form so I can have more freedom and be with my family, you know? And it's funny because just about everybody had the same why. Well, I want to be home. I want to be with my family more. I mean, that really 99% of the people, that's what they wanted. And that was my intro into the world. And, you know, the first 2 years I was really plugging away. And then it was kind of like year 2 where I really hit it full time and my YouTube channel. And that's just when everything really started to take off.
But it just so happens that you're going to be coming back speaking at our next upcoming Austin mastermind, similar to how you just mentioned going to an event and it being sort of a kickoff of your career.
Yeah.
Events are powerful. Again, we met having you come out at an event 2 years ago or something like that, speak, and it was a great time. Sometimes part of that cure, going back to something that you said at the beginning of the show, which is that entrepreneurship can be lonely sometimes, especially internet marketing when you're working from home. Come out to an event. You can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, I believe. Can we get that up on the screen just so people can grab a ticket to that if you want to come to that Austin mastermind? It's going to be a great time. And I have to say that going to events like over the years that have been some of the most impactful experiences that I've had as well.
Mm-hmm.
Going to an event, just meeting people. I think it's not just what you learn. It's also just looking at people who are your idols and realizing that they put their pants on the same way that you do, but actually seeing it. Like, you don't believe it until you actually see them standing there and they like scratch their butt or something and you're like, damn,
Yeah.
that person's a human being. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I
damn.
think you made a good point about how powerful events can be. Even when I spoke to Joanne a couple weeks ago, like about when I committed to the event, I said, yeah, it works. I can come out there. It lit a fire in me that I needed, you know? So now I've got this to look forward to, that I'm going to be able to, yes, I'm going to see some old friends, but the best part is being able to sit down and talk with all these people who are coming, right? And answer questions. And like you said, just be a normal person, and we all put our pants on at the same time. But I remember how powerful it was when I sat down and had lunch with a bunch of these, random strangers at this event, and asking them questions just like we are right now. How did you get started? What did you do? How did you hear about it? It just gave me that, okay, I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. I can do this because I met another 40 something dad, or I met another 30 something mom, or whatever.
Yeah. And it gives you a chance to meet other people who also bought, which are either your customers or people who are like your customers, and just kind of talk to that person who is your ideal customer. which can be invaluable research, like all the psychology courses, whatever you want to take on how to narrow down and understand in the most kind of primal way, just clearest way who your target customer is. Come to an event and talk to people. You'll see common patterns amongst people, the way that people think or the way that they talk or language that they use.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to take that back. That could be one of the, you could have a takeaway at an event that you never, I guarantee you it'll be different than what you expect it's going to be. You'll expect that it's going to be something I'm going to write it down. No, it's going to be a conversation that happens where somebody says something and it like something clicks for you. For example, oh, that's what my target customer, that's how they view this. Just like you said, that little nugget that you just gave
Mm-hmm.
away a moment ago could have been a huge light bulb for people this morning, which was the comment about everybody just wants more time, more free time, more time with their family. That was an example of a nugget,
Mm-hmm.
but but we're just here. This is just a live podcast show that being around people for 3 days, and I've now done this. I mean, I've grown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, doing these events that we do now. I've been involved in much larger events in the past, done events for 2, 3, 4,000 people. However, the events that we do here at Legendary between 100 and 150 people, you get a chance to. There's a lot of people, so a lot of ideas and a lot of energy, but not too many to where you get lost or hide in a sea. You can connect with people. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at the last one that we did, we were in New Orleans. Again, this coming January, we're going to be in Austin. And if you want to come to that event, you can meet Judd, hang out with all of us, learn, experience all the stuff that we're talking about. Go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And on that page, you'll see our 3 main offerings, which is our challenge, our blueprints, and our mastermind event. And you can lock in a ticket before they run out. Right now, there are some seats that are available for that event, but this is just, it's kind of one of those things where you got to be there. And then once but
Mm-hmm.
until you've experienced coming out in actually being around some baller ass marketers. I mean, I don't know how else to say this, so, until you've come out and been around some smart baller marketers who just are living this life and this lifestyle and are detached from. One of the most powerful things is the energy and the approach and the mindset to life in a room full of people who are somewhat detached from everyday living in the matrix, if you will, in the system of plugging and chugging away gas into your gas tank, driving 30 minutes into the office, and just that whole kind of 9 to 5 hamster wheel. Everybody in that room, whether it be the team from Legendary, certainly guest speakers, top marketers in the room, people are, they are living on their own terms. They do have the time with their family. They do have the flexibility. And so you're going to get different ideas and hear people talking in different ways than you know. And that's going to become something that you're now going to chase. So now you're not just chasing the money that that's just, oh, I want $1 million. Okay. But now you're chasing energy too. You're chasing, oh, wow, this can really be a lifestyle. I'd like to surround myself with these kind of people that think like this instead of
Mm-hmm.
the typical people that I hang out with that we just compare how hard our life is and as if it's a notch on the belt, like addicted to struggle. Well, yeah, these gas prices and these grocery prices and this politician and and all the same bullshit that people normally talk about and
Mm-hmm.
complain about but do nothing about. Right? It's kind of a vibe, right? That also you pick up on, and I would think that you experience that too. What comes up for you as I talk about this?
Yeah, I think you said something that something huge. What did you say? Talking about it's not just picking up the nuggets here and there, but it's the energy. And that's what I love about being able to speak, being able to do things like this, is my old positions. And when I worked a 9 to 5, I went to work, and when work was done, I went home. Nobody was asking me to participate in any kind of event. Nobody was recognizing me really for my work. What we had a pizza party every quarter or something. That was about it. So like these live events are just, it's more than the like you said, the money side, right? Everybody starts a business to want to make money. I mean, that's just what it is, whether it's an online business, offline business. But I think the end goal, the life that we have and that we're able to live doing this business. Dave's in his kitchen. I'm in my studio I built in my basement. My son is upstairs because I let him play hooky today because it's his birthday. And after this interview, I'm going to take him shopping. And then we're going to go in the middle of the day at 1:00 and sit in a movie theater and watch the new Lego movie. And it's Tuesday, guys. And that's what I get to do today. And that's not to brag or boast. It's just to say that is the life that I can do. And Thursday, I'm going down to the kids' school all day for a Halloween party. That's the great thing about this. But not to get off track, Dave's talking about the energy. We were talking about pros and cons in the beginning, and you are your own boss, and you have to be able to give yourself a kick in the butt. That's why live events like the Legendary Mastermind are so important, because it gives you that kick in the butt that you need. It gives you that sense of belonging. It gives you that, hey, there's people, these are my people. They're just like me, right? I'm not the only one. And lastly, is I'm a total note taker. I'll take notes and write all this stuff down, and guess what, I will never read a freaking line of those notes. You're right. I'll be like, ooh, that's good, I got to remember this. But like Dave said, what I will remember is the conversation I had while we were all drinking coffee in between sessions at the mastermind. I'll remember that conversation I had with that one person who was really talented with Instagram Reels. And I'll remember that little nugget she gave me or he gave me. And then at night, when everybody else has gone to bed and a couple of us are just sitting around in the lobby chatting, I'll remember those conversations and what those people told me about storytelling and email automation and things like that. That's the stuff I'm going to remember. And also, those are the relationships that I'm going to have forever. Because now if I get stuck 3 or 4 months from now, I know I can message Bob from Louisiana, who I met at that mastermind, and ask him a question. I'm not alone anymore, right? I've put a name with a face. So there's just so much you get from that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just knowing somebody, having one good friend. I mean, I think as we get older, as I've gotten older, I've realized I don't need to have 50 friends. I need to have a couple of friends. And you make one good connection, you're fine. You're good. I mean, if you made one friend, right? One friend that can, you know, I think even just the therapeutic community value, if we just talk about your damn mental health, the therapeutic value of just knowing somebody and being able to process your experience and your thoughts with one other person that you have some context and connection with because you met them at an event, you did a similar thing. I'm telling you, I know people who some of their best friends they met through coaching programs or through personal development seminar type programs. I mean, these are like-minded people. These are people that are looking, searching, hunting for more out of life. These are good people to know. At the very least, you know that this person is working on themselves. They're trying new things. They're probably a positive person. this is an example of a place that you go to meet good quality people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, the ticket price that we charge for these mastermind upgrades is ridiculously low. It's only a couple of $1,000 for an upgrade. It's there's lots of companies in the education space that for a 3-day mastermind, it could be 5 figures, 10, 15, $20,000. I've seen them go for more. So because knowledge is valuable, and that experience is valuable, not to mention all the little details in terms of how we host our events, food, etc., just details, dances, parties, all that good stuff. It's also about just all the attention, all the knowledge, all the experience, and the opportunity for you to do as much or as little as you want with that when you get there. Let's transition a little bit. Again, for more information about what we were just talking about, go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, ENROLL. Those are our sponsors on the show. See, that's the beautiful thing, friends. One of the things that I hate most about some of my favorite shows that I watch, for example, on YouTube, you've got to sit there and you've got to listen to 5 or 10 minutes it's unbelievable, of sponsored ads, right? Where they read off of see, I don't do that. We don't run that business model here. We don't teach that business model. What we're doing is selling our own information products. Isn't this fascinating? This is why I'm giving these calls to action and educating, and why we do this show, and because we have an opportunity to promote our own programs, which we believe in, or a program that we're an affiliate of that we also believe in. But it's not sponsors where you're just literally paid to talk about somebody else's stuff, and you don't even have to, it can be about, for example, some, dude wipes. It's like, do you even use those? No, it doesn't matter, because that's how typically advertising works, right? That it's more brand marketing, where you've got a celebrity or somebody who's being paid there to hold your product and talk about it. And to me, I think, well, that's cool, and it certainly still works. It's not as honest and transparent as just the promoter and creator of the product just talking about the product and saying, hey, we're going to entertain you about this topic, we're going to educate you about this topic, we're going to have some stuff for sale. And so that's what we're doing, right? And this is good kind of example modeling for all of you to kind of understand that is also what we're doing on the show. It gives us an opportunity to be able to talk about some of these things, and at the same time we teach them, we model them. We actually, oh my God, we eat our own cooking here. We actually make money off of the thing that we teach, meaning that we don't teach you guys how to do Amazon drop shipping, as you were talking about, or print on demand, while making all of our money from selling courses, coaching, and doing events. We actually eat our own cooking. But let's transition. Let's talk about YouTube. It's not something that a lot of people do. It's not something that a lot of people are still kind of obsessed with. Everybody's obsessed with short form content. Everybody's obsessed with TikTok, Instagram, Reels, all that good stuff. Why are you on YouTube? Before we talk about some of the details, give us the higher 30,000 foot perspective of why you invest time in YouTube.
Well, let me take a step back. So I've spent a lot on my education over the years. I'm constantly trying to grow as not only a marketer, but also as a creator on YouTube. And so I've worked with a lot of YouTube, mentors and coaches, and it's been a big part of helping me kind of grow. And one of my YouTube mentors, I'll never forget this, And kind of like we were saying before, you know, I've spent all this money on this YouTube education, but one little nugget I got from my coach is really the only thing I remember. But he was saying that YouTube is what's called a lean in experience. Okay. So for us older people, we actually had to sit around the TV at 6 o'clock at night to watch our favorite show. We couldn't just turn it on anytime we wanted to. So we'd have to get our snacks, sit down, and churn on for 6 o'clock and watch our show. And that's what's called a lean in, because we, you know, don't talk to me. I'm going to watch my show at 6 o'clock. YouTube is the same thing. When people go to YouTube, they're searching for something and they want to watch it. They want to get the answer. They want to get entertained, right? So they're going to press play and they're going to watch. They're not thumbing through Instagram Reels or TikTok. So the reason I am telling you that is because you have an audience who is engaged. They're there for a reason. They're there to get their question answered. And they're typing in how to bake a cake, how to lose weight, right? How to set up my email automation or whatever it is. And if they come across my video or somebody else's video, they're going to press play and they're going to watch. So I'm not catching people off guard on YouTube. They're coming to me, you know? And so the leads for me, for the business side of things, it's crazy. The leads that I get coming from YouTube, and the engagement. And that's why I really enjoy it, because also you can, with the long form content, in a way, you can kind of skip a few steps with the, how do I want to say, what do they say? It's 7 to 12 points of contact before somebody becomes a lead or whatever. I don't know. Who knows what it is?
Yeah.
I can build a deeper relationship with my 5-minute, 8-minute, 10-minute video. Does that make sense? Than I can with a 60-second reel. So,
yeah.
And when I look at the numbers anyways, for me, the leads that I'll bring in from a YouTube video, it far surpass what I'd ever bring in with a TikTok or an Instagram, for me, you know.
And is that because of your particular talking style? Do you think is that because of your method of delivery? Do you think is it just fit with your personality? I mean, why do you think that for you, this particular route in investing time in YouTube and learning and all the things that you've been doing over the years, just committing to it, why do you think that YouTube's been the best fit for you and the best use of your time? I mean, again, is it a personality thing? Is it nature? Is it nurture? Is it best for you because of who you are, or is it something that you learned and you just ended up liking it most? Well, why do you think that is?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's because I've obviously, as a digital marketer, and you know, I'm always interested in what the new traffic source is, right? And as I should be. So if something's going on over on Instagram, I'm going to take a look. If something's going on Pinterest, I'm going to take a look. Even though YouTube's has always been my main platform, but especially in this past year, I've kind of had to kick myself in the butt and say, I got to keep my blinders on with my YouTube, and I got to keep plugging, because this is what's working for me. Just because this is working over there doesn't, on Instagram or wherever, it means it's going to work for me. But I definitely think it's my personality that I've been successful on YouTube. I think it's also because it takes me a little bit longer to get my my point across. Yeah. So the long form video, right. And I personally, I like to give people more information. I like to have that longer form. It's easier for me. This may sound crazy, but it's easier for me to make a 5 to 10 minute video than it is to come up with an idea for a 60-second reel.
No, 100%. I totally get that. And
You know what I mean?
I totally get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. So what are, I mean, obviously we're sharing your YouTube channel, but talk to us a little bit about, you keeping the blinders on with YouTube. Like, what does that mean? How often are you uploading? How much time is this taking you each day or each week? Where are you getting your video ideas from?
Yeah. So typically in the beginning, I was putting out like 5 videos a week. And that was just silliness, right? It's not doable. It's not possible. But that was when I was like, oh, more is better. I got to get as much out there, more eyeballs, and I was purely thinking dollars. I was purely just thinking, I'm going to make as many videos as I can because I want to get monetized. I had no clue what I was doing, right? I wasn't looking at it from a business standpoint. I wasn't looking at it from building a community or building this kind of following or whatever. And now I've got it down to where I do 1 video a week, but I'm also at a point where I'm getting brand deals. So brands will reach out and I'll do like a video that I want to do. And then I might do a video that more caters to their particular, it's usually software, that caters to their software program. But I'm, just like we were saying before, things change, things pivot. I'm actually going to start kicking up my workload a little bit because I'm working on doing more of a funnel style video type series, if that makes sense. So where I would do 3 videos and 1 video might be a broader video. And then the second video might be more educational. And then the third video might be more speaking directly to my audience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now I've got it down to where I can spend maybe 3-4 hours a day, not even, to keep the channel going. That's actually probably on the high end. And I was talking about this with Joanne earlier, is again, I've been doing it for so long where I can come down into my studio here and I can record a video in 30 minutes. And then I send it to an editor and he does everything for me. The editing is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because
no
you
doubt.
Organizing
is, keeping content organized and editing is definitely the hardest part. But I want everybody to hear just what you're talking about. You're talking about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, on the high side, that means on average maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week ish to keep the channel just up and running. Right.
And go ahead. Sorry.
There's a time commitment there. I just want to make sure everybody's clear about this. Like, the way to build a business is not to you're not going to get lucky. You're not going to find the passive automated YouTube machine where AI is going to make videos for you. And you're actually going to have something that's worth a damn.
Yeah.
You might have a video get a few thousand views or something, nowadays content's got to be good. It's got to be different. It's one of the reasons why we've done this show for over 1,100 interviews and episodes, is because it's just different. It's good. It's been our lane. It's helped us with sales. It's helped us with just allowing customers to get to know who I am, we are. Do we know what we're talking about? Can we have impromptu, unscripted conversations? Yeah, we've had over 1,100 of them. Damn near hour long. So, yeah, I just wanted people to hear that you were mentioning that there is a time commitment there, and it doesn't matter what you do. You want to be great at something, or you want it to work. You just want it to work. Let's just put the greatness aside for a second. You just want it to work.
Yeah.
You need to mentally prepare yourself for that time commitment, and that you're going to need to squeeze that in whatever your existing job hours are,
Mhm.
or you're going to need to, if for some reason you're not working right now or whatever, that's the minimum of what you should be putting in on a daily basis if you have all the time throughout your day to be able
Yeah.
to dedicate.
And it's, the whole time thing, it's for whatever reason, that's been a big thing you see in content lately. How many hours a day you only need, or how many this you only need, or whatever. And it might only take me 2 to 3 hours a day, but also you got to remember, I've been doing it 7 years. So 2 to 3, I still think it's still a lot less than any kind of 9 to 5, of course, but everybody's different and
Yeah.
everybody's going to approach it differently. Also, it depends on the kind of content you're making. Are you just doing top 10 lists where you're reading off a top 10 list? Are you doing a little bit more tutorial style videos? Like some of the videos I make could just be a top 10 list, and I can literally like have the top 10 lists in front of me where I'm just reading off my computer, and then my editor will fix all that stuff later. I could pop off one of those videos in 15 minutes because I'm good at it. I've been doing it for a while, and then he'll make it look pretty. But I also had to spend an hour or two just to research that 10-minute video. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is your
Yeah.
editor somebody who is a working for you from another country? They're a virtual
Yes.
assistant. Did you find them on Fiverr, freelancer? When did you hire them? And did you learn editing before, or just let them edit everything and you never edited anything?
That's a great question. And this actually is a little bit of advice. If you decide to go YouTube, which I highly recommend, it is a powerful, powerful tool. Is you got to edit your own videos in the beginning. One, because there's going to come a time where you're going to send your video to your editor, and he's going to be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm out of town," or "Hey, I can't get to it," or whatever. Um,
Mm,
and you're going to have to edit, or you're going to get you're going to have something that's due the next morning, because I stick to a certain time frame on YouTube: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. And that's my own. Although I could post a video at 3 in the morning, nobody's going to care, but I care,
mm,
and my audience knows it's coming out at 9 a.m. So that's the deadline I set for myself. But also, the reason I think it's important that you learn how to edit, not only is it a valuable craft for you and you'll use it the rest of your life, but you're going to start, and it's weird in the beginning listening to yourself speak. Um, but you're going to learn how to like make these different edits and these different cuts to make that video stand out more.
mm.
But over time, as you do that, it's going to make you a better speaker as well, which is then going to save you more time, which is then going to cost you less money for the editors. It makes sense.
Mm.
So all this stuff. And now when you send a video to the editor, you know what you're talking about when you say, "Hey, I want you to add B-roll at this point. I want you to cut it when I say this, and I want you to put this text when I say that."
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't, and if you're sitting there, guys, watching right now going, "Oh my God, I have no idea." This isn't rocket
No, look,
science.
no,
Yeah.
it's not. And I want to say that I've had a video editor that I've worked with for, 5 years. And I I think we've spoke on the phone one time. That
Yeah.
includes Zooms. I mean, we just literally work off of email and work off of a Google document where either the script or parts of the script or bullet points of what I talked about are in the Google Doc. And if I want a particular video or photo inserted into the video at that time,
Yeah.
I'll link on the Google Doc out to that particular video or that clip or whatever it is. So he can pretty much just go, I got the full clip from that was recorded on the document or linked out from the Google Doc. I got information about what's in the video or the entire script. And if I have the entire script there, if I have a video or a clip that I want inserted, a piece of media anytime, I just link out from that Google Doc. So is all I do is send him just one Google Doc whenever I need a video edited, and it's all just organized. Part of that is on me though. What I realized about managing video editors and about getting the product that I want to get back, because an editor can make or break your video. I
Mhm.
mean, your edit can make or break your video, you
Mhm.
know. And so for me, I needed to get good at being clear about what I wanted, the types of edits that I wanted. And again, that's why I went to that one-page Google document, was because if I created within Google a folder, within that folder, I could drop all the assets that I wanted to be included in that video. For example, all the B-roll or all the photos, or any other examples, of
Mhm.
course. And he has the freedom to be creative, to find examples or do graphics for areas that I don't have a photo or specific B-roll that I want put in. Um, but and most of the time at this point, he chooses all of that. But if I have a specific video that I want put in at the video, I will link it out and describe it on that Google Doc. So again, I'm sending him something on that Google Doc that's so clear about the edits that I want and where specifically I want them, or
Yeah.
it's just, it works. And again, managing anybody, whether it's going to be a video editor or whether it's going to be anybody else in your business, you know, especially the part of the beauty of the internet is that you get to do all this stuff from your phone. For
Mhm.
example, I use an app called Slack you know, to interact in kind of, it's our virtual office. And I mean, we run an entire company, an entire office out of this one app. It's like an internal, you know,
Mhm.
office app where you can either communicate one-on-one to people, or you can communicate within channels. And I mean, run our whole entire organization off of that. But it's all about clear communication. It's all
Yeah.
about being very clear about what you want. And in terms of getting back an awesome product from edit, from, we call it post, right? Post production, what happens after it's filmed. You get something back in post that's really high quality. A lot of that depends on the planning and the preparation and the clarity of whatever instructions you gave your editor. And if you
Mhm.
put a little bit more time into that on the front end, you'll get a better product back. You'll get more of what you want, closer to what you want
Mhm.
on the back end. That's been my experience.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is the is the the work you do before the edit, the taking the time now to tell them what you want. And I use the same thing. I use a Google sheet. I highlight certain things, which is another thing that's really crazy, is that we can simply use a free tool like Google Sheets to run our business. And you had asked me before, but I use Upwork to find
Mm,
my editors.
yeah. Okay.
And this is just a little tip for you guys. Maybe this will help if you're doing YouTube or going YouTube. Is I would look, when I started, I looked at, and I still do this now. I'll kind of browse through, but I'll look at the editors and they all have their portfolios of the work that they've done. And, you know, you really want to find an editor who understands YouTube editing, because it's one thing to find somebody who just edited their brother-in-law's wedding video. People who are real, like Dave said, a good edit can make or break your video. It can be the difference between 100 views and 1 million views, and I'm not even joking. Like the because the whole point of having a good editor is for them to keep the viewers' attention, right? Because YouTube wants to keep you on YouTube. They want you to stay on, watch videos. But with these YouTube editors on a place like Upwork, which is free, you guys can go there, is you could literally send them a video and say, hey, could you, you know, do this first video for me? I want to try you out. And you offer to just pay them like a flat sum, like 20 bucks, literally 20 bucks, because they just want to get the work. And that's what I did. I
You
sent the same.
just to see their work, right?
Yeah. I sent the same video to like 5 editors, and I ended up with this guy. I've had the same guy for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
He's a
good idea.
he's a student in Turkey, and he knows how I want things. But the point I'm trying to get is that you want to make sure that the editors understand what it takes to edit for YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's a big difference between editing a music video or something, right?
Yeah. No, that's great advice. And a lot more tips and nuggets coming your way in Austin when you're going to meet Judd, those of you who are coming to our mastermind in Austin. And of course, go check out his YouTube at Judd Albring. My friend, great to connect, brother. Great to catch up.
Thank you.
Love talking shop with you, man. So I loved your story. Learn more about you today, too. Not sure that I knew that you had that luxury high-end sales experience. That's really cool.
Yeah, if you need a suit, let me know.
Yeah, man. No, I just got a couple of custom suits made. A buddy of mine had a guy come over who he knew, and he did this big custom tailoring job for a bunch of our friends, and we just got them 3 suits each. Nothing like a tailored suit, brother.
Right.
Nothing like a custom tailored suit. It's quite something. But anyways, we'll chat more soon. Can't wait to see you in Austin, and can't wait for everybody to meet you or re-meet you in Austin, Texas, here at your next speaking engagement with us
For
at our
sure.
legendary marketer mastermind in Austin, Texas. Judd Albring, talk to you soon, brother. Stay
Thank you.
legendary.
Bye, everyone.
All right. All right, my friends, you can find Judd over at Judd Albring, Albring, Judd Albring, over on YouTube. And my friends, there it is. If you want to get started with any of our programs, our 5-day challenge where you can learn to launch and to become a leader in your business, in a digital marketing business, utilizing the core 4 business models that we teach of selling information online, courses, coaching, events, or doing affiliate marketing. The core 4. Go learn about them. It's a short, impactful, powerful, exciting challenge called the 5-day Learn, Launch, Lead Challenge. You can also enroll in our blueprints, which are our more advanced flagship coaching program. You can come to an event, which we talked about, a mastermind. Our next one's going to be held in Austin, Texas in January. Get all of that information at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And I hope to meet those of you who are thinking about coming in Austin. Hope to meet you all. But looking forward to meeting those of you who are coming in Austin. It's always a party. It's a movie. It's a blast. It's you got to experience it. If you know, you know. And once you come, it's addicting to be in that environment and to want to continue to keep coming back and, just grow and be around the quality and caliber of people that you're going to experience and meet and see inside of that room. So anyways, my friends, all of those types of people are here within this community, which is what makes it so exciting for me. All ballers, all motivated people, all people who want more out of life, all people who are successful in maybe one area, now want to be successful in another, want to expand their income, want to make more money, want to transition even their career to doing something new. We got it all. And we love you all. And we appreciate you. Thanks for the support for us and our guest in the comments. All the love for Judd today. Appreciate that. These guests come on. Remember, this is free. This is impromptu. The show is all about just showcasing and lifting up and giving our clients or our speakers or our affiliates a platform to be able to share their knowledge, their expertise, their brand. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode, my friends. Have a great day. Be legendary. Get out of here. Peace.